What's up, everybody? Jed Johnson here from dieselcrew.com. Of course, you know they call me Napalm, and this is day number 7 in the 31 days of Q&A. And this is going to be a fun question. That's why I'm smiling like this. But before I forget, don't forget to hit the subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like, the thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe. Leave any questions that you might have in the description box related to this video, or any questions that you want me to cover during the 31 days of Q&A, put those in the comments. And a reminder, if you watch my old videos and leave a comment that's a question related to that video, every single comment that I get, if it's a question, I'm logging it. And if I think I can do a good job of that question, then I'm going to answer it during the 31 days of Q&A. So, this one comes from Anthony Clarino, and I swear he always asks cool questions, not the same old stuff. And Anthony's become a real good friend of mine over the years. He's a gripster from New York, and he comes to a lot of my competitions, or we end up going to the same competitions because we're here in the same region. And Anthony keeps himself in some great shape, and the last couple of years he's really improved his numbers in all the grip lifts. It's always a pleasure to see him, and I look forward to seeing him again. But this was his question. What machines in a commercial gym do you wish you could add if space, and I'll say price, aren't an issue? And that's a great question. Here at Peak Strength and Fitness in Wyalusing, Pennsylvania, we got everything we need. But if there was the opportunity to expand and bring a bunch of other equipment in here, or get a big building and bring the equipment in, there's definitely some things that automatically come to mind. So the first thing is a jammer. So what I'm talking about with a jammer, it's a device that's designed for football players, and you kind of get into it and there's handles, and you kind of like use your whole body and you drive the handles forward. I got to use one of these well over 20 years ago, and we ended up creating something very similar using a leg press, which was a lot of fun to use, but it's not a jammer. So in 2016, I had the opportunity to buy a gym, the old fitness center at the Wyalusing High School, and believe it or not, one of the pieces of equipment in there was either the official jammer or like a replica of a jammer. And as soon as I saw that, man, I knew I was going to buy all that equipment. Now, as it turned out, I had gone in very early on. Once I bought the equipment, I got all the racks, I got all of the dumbbells, all the plates, all the barbells, anything that could be like picked up when I wasn't there and carried out the door and just put it in a vehicle and have it disappear on me. I got all that stuff right away. In another trip, I took my dad with me, and we went down and started taking apart all the multi-piece pieces of equipment, and we disassembled it, piled everything up, left all the nuts and bolts and everything for the attachments in one spot, and then I didn't have any place to put it. The plan was to put it in a friend's garage, but he got his garage renovated, so I couldn't do it right away. And I kept checking with the guy I bought it from, hey, is there any time limit on when I need to get this stuff out of there? And I kept being told no. So about a year and a half later, after buying that equipment, my friend's garage was finished. So that first weekend, man, I took my dad's truck and his trailer, went down there, walked into the building, ready to get all the stuff that we had already taken apart and put it in the trailer, and it was gone. All of it was gone. It had the jammer, gone. It had a 3-way neck machine that I wanted so bad for my football players and wrestlers, gone. Had this sick, like 20-ton ab machine, gone. So I had to put feelers out and find out what the hell happened to all my equipment. Turns out there was a deadline. There were multiple memos sent out, and no one knew that I bought the equipment. So I never got the memo, and all my equipment that I had left behind got chop sawed. They took a handheld device, sawed all that stuff up and scrapped it all, man. Scrapped it all. So luckily I did get some of my money back. I thought it ended up being a pretty good deal anyway, and the equipment that I was able to get out of there, I use every single day here in the gym. So it ends up being a happy story, but I didn't end up getting my jammer. That's the first thing. Also, I absolutely love hammer strength press equipment, like bench press, incline press, decline, all that stuff. I love hammer grip row machines, especially kind with loading sleeves, and you put the plates right on top. Oh my gosh, oh man, one of the first gyms that I went to on a regular basis, Diamond Gym up in either Horseheads or Elmira, New York, had a bunch of these hammer strength pieces of equipment. They were fantastic. We did a lot of training on those, and I remember one time we had plates stacked all the way up to the end of the cylindrical piece of the sleeve, and then we had a quarter on top, and all it had was like this little dimple-shaped, reverse dimple, half sphere, like filler piece on top of that sleeve. And the last rep, my partner kind of like maybe failed or something, but he dropped it, and that quarter dropped off of that and landed right on the top of his knee, the top patellar tendon. And I don't know how he didn't cry. I saw a tear come out of his eye, but he didn't start bawling. I think I would have been bawling. And then, of course, those are all old school pieces of equipment. They've been around for 20 plus years. Something new on the market that I would like would be a Wenning belt squat. I have a belt squat attachment that Luke from Arm Assassin made. It goes right on the side of my cage, and it works out great. Don't get me wrong. It's very fun, and you get a good leg workout, but over at the fitness center that we go to every so often, there's a belt squat over there, and I'll tell you, it's way freaking harder than this piece that we have here. I think I had 180 and a quarter, so 230 on there, and I was lucky to get like 15 reps. I think the day I was over there last time, I did 15, 12, 10, or 11 in 3 sets. Not a lot of rest, but you know, we've done upwards of like, I think 600 pounds in plates over here on this one. So big difference. But those are some of the things that I would get, brother. If I ever walk around and look and find a lottery ticket that ends up being a winner, because I'm sure not going to buy a lottery ticket, that you probably end up seeing some of that stuff in the expanded gym. Anthony, thank you very much for sending in that question, leaving it in the comments section on one of my videos. It was one of the first ones that I put on my list. Want to make sure to cover it. So thanks. Give the video one of these, guys. Be sure to subscribe. Leave your questions below. Share with your buddies. All the best in your training. Take care.